Sorry if I startled you. What's good, gang? What is going on? What's happening? What's good, man? We got a lot of flavor in the room tonight. What's good, guys? Who's in the room today? Sack Trades, what's happening? We got Smudge, Mr. Santos, Righteous Reject, what's happening? Bexter Beats, what's good? Soul Cow, what's happening, my brother? We got a lot of love in the room tonight. George P, what's happening, bro? Who else we got in here? Who else we got in here? Tino, the market maker's nemesis. You know it, baby. Mr. Sebastian, what's good? Charles, how you doing, my man? What's good, Charles? Glad to have you here, bro. Good morning, everyone, wherever you are in the world, man. What's going on? Germany, Brooklyn. Yeah, man, we got States. We got the world in here. Pattern watchers, man. That's what it's about. Pattern watching, projecting. My conversation with the market makers earlier on today, especially Steve, I said to them range daily high. And you know what? It's funny enough. They actually hit it. Ha! Where's my guy? Sorry to call you out, bro. But we already knew what was going on in New York, ladies and gentlemen. Let's roll over before we continue. I've lost my trail of thought. I'm too excited. Why am I excited? Because we understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to anybody new into the room, into the stream, into the channel, welcome. And all my pattern watchers, my guys that have been with me from day one, we're still here. Welcome to the Traders Reality Show. My name is Tino. You know what's going on. Let's have a conversation, guys. Okay. I know you remembered this. I know you remember that the market makers earlier on were trying to do something for us in New York. They initiated the two reversals, stop hunt rise, and then they came back down, hit the 50, and then they've initiated the move to the upside. What did we say about London? When London closes, that's when New York gets free roam of the charts. Happy days. Range daily high taken. How did we understand the range daily high was going to get taken? Why? Because Asia had initiated the move at the start of the session. And Asia marks up price. UK follows through. Movement to the upside. US initiates a stop hunt rise. Drop. Continuation to the upside. There's your pattern, ladies and gentlemen. Not so much of the pattern that I wanted, but there we go. Right here. Rise. Retrace. Continuation to the upside. Range daily high hit. We anticipated that zone and it played out very well. So I congratulate everyone in the room if you had managed to capitalize on a move like so. All right. We've been waiting for this move, ladies and gentlemen. Rolling over to Bitcoin. You can see if we dive into this actual price action, what we were looking for today on the 5-minute time frame, you can see bright as day what they done. Okay. Came up New York, drop. W formation, rise, retrace, and then they came up. We anticipated a bit of a reversal or an M pattern in this zone. Didn't happen. They just continued and rode the 5 and the 13 EMA. Man, I'm excited about this move, guys. Why? Because we understood something. If we do look back in the chart, you can see that we are now full-fledged recovering the vector candle zone to the left of the chart. Now we are expecting them to try and pull it back in some way, shape, or form. But Asia's going to get free roam of this move tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So it's going to get interesting later on. We might get a stop hunt rise again by Asia and a continuation to the upside. So we need to mark off the new zones, ladies and gentlemen. All right? How many of you today came to the live stream earlier on today? Can you please press 1? I'll be very interested to see that. What's going on, C-Sesh? How we doing? How we doing? Range, yeah, range daily high, average daily range. I understand that. I'll get that sorted. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So everyone saw the zones. PC Shed, what's good, my friend? Richard H, how you doing? Bella B, Doe, what's good? There's a lot of people in here. Yeah, we'll be talking about Shiba very shortly, guys. We're just going to try and break down what Bitcoin actually did today, because we need to understand something. Can you please give us the time of the sessions on the trading view so to set it correctly? It's UTC +1 UK time. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Wondering why there is significantly less volume now compared to the previous pump September. RSS. The thing is, a lot of people make reference back to what happened in September. That was September. Now is a completely different thing. Okay? Now is a completely different set. There's different money coming in. There's new money coming in. Every single day that passes in cryptocurrency, different money comes in, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, we are right now in the adoptive stages of cryptocurrency. What we're seeing right now is minimal gains. Okay? Wait till Bitcoin starts gaining ground. All the naysayers, Bitcoin going to zero. You know what? Fine. Let it go to zero. We'll still trade it. Right? You guys are trading Shiba coin. So why can't you trade Bitcoin at that same price as well? Now, it's unlikely that Bitcoin's going to achieve that unless there is one chaotic madness of a crash, which completely wipes everything off the board. But people won't be able to sell it in time because the exchanges will hold price. They won't allow people to release their money from there. It's their money at the end of the day. Regardless of whether you like it or not, ladies and gentlemen. That's the basis of it. That's the truth. Okay, so for anybody new into the stream, if you are wanting access to these indicators, there are two places you can get them on. Firstly, TradingView. If you want to do that, you make your way to the Discord and you can get them free of charge. If you want to get them on this platform right here where it's a little bit clearer, you can download MT4. Link is in the description for you. Okay, and there are videos in the channel which will help you understand how to install it. There's walkthroughs, everything that you need. Okay, just go into the playlist called Understanding the Hybrid and How To on MT4 as well. All right, so let's roll back and have a conversation with what was going on today. Earlier on today, we were talking about how to really understand Bitcoin's behavior and to work out if price was going to make the move to the upside. So if you recall in the stream earlier on today, we were waiting for Bitcoin to come up and recover this previous vector in the chart. Okay, so there it is right there. And this was earlier on. As you can see, we're waiting for that zone to get taken. If that zone was going to get taken, it was likely that price was going to continue higher, but it didn't. It got tapped, stop hunt, rise, drop, and they came down. Then they slowly started to move higher and higher in happy days. What have we got? Mean reversion back to the 50 EMA. All right. Now, naturally, ladies and gentlemen, we've nearly hit the range daily high. Sorry, the average daily range for Bitcoin. Now, the average daily range, if you look at Bitcoin on this chart right here, these lines here, the range daily high, are automatically printed on the chart at the start of each session. And that is the highest point Bitcoin will go to before it decides to turn. It doesn't always set, respects it completely, but price tends to go into that range and it always looks to pull away from that point. Okay? Likewise with the range daily low, the same principle applies. Price comes down to that point right there and bounces away from it. All right? Now, today, how were we to understand that price was going to come up to that point? I made my judgment based on what Asia were doing. If Asia have marked price up higher and they didn't want it to go any lower from the daily open, more importantly, the psychological high for the session, which we did on Sunday, price has traded away from it yesterday, okay, in the New York session. Rise, retrace, tested, continuation to the upside. Gives me that the market maker's bias is to move price higher, okay? Because they've built their positions in this range. Now they want to mark up and move price away from that zone. Okay. Now, when New York comes in, okay, we were all waiting earlier on for New York to either throw price to the downside, okay, or try and make a continuation straight up. Well, they did the opposite. They threw price to the upside, they brought it to the downside, and then they continued straight back up, which was the formation of the pattern that you can see right in front of you. Okay, dive into the actual smaller time frames when you're witnessing the New York session coming into play. All right, look at that beautiful little W formation right there. 200 EMA, W shifting out the zone. Drop onto the 1 minute time frame. What was I saying to you guys earlier on about the 800 EMA? Look, how many times did we look at those 800 EMA patterns? W formation on the 800 EMA, shifting out of the zone. Done. Patreons, tomorrow we'll be talking more about the 800 EMA when we're discussing about price movement in the UK and the New York session. So I've got you covered with that. I'm going to dive into more detail about that. All right. But quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, it's quite interesting to see what Bitcoin has done. Roll over onto the 4-hour time frame. You can see great movement to the upside. Bring up the monthly time frame for Bitcoin. There we are. Previous wick. Look at that. Let me see if I can get rid of that right there. Can I get rid of it? No, I can't. That wick that we can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, previous month's wick, right there, nearly getting fully recovered. I think that by the end of this week, ladies and gentlemen, they may spike up towards that zone and pull it back and then prepare price for the weekend again and make a bold movement towards the upside. 60k is not too far away, ladies and gentlemen. It's 86,698 pips, which is the smallest change in price. Okay? Now, if we bring Bitcoin up to this chart right here and look onto the 1-hour time frame, all right, we're able to see that zone, 86,000 pips, all right? Brings us towards a little bit more. Where are we at? 86,000 pips takes us towards the 60k zone. Bitcoin normally on a weekly basis will move 3 times ADR, which is what? 88,846 pips. So from the start of the week that happened here, Bitcoin has actually moved only 45,000 pips to the upside. So we are expecting yet another 40,000 pips movement to the upside. So that will take us to this point right here. Okay. So then after that point, we expect to retrace, and then we will get another 40,000 pip move to the upside, which is actually more than what I'm talking about. We've had 2 right there, and then we're waiting for the finalization to achieve 80,000, which hits that zone right there. So 60k is calling. All right. But it all depends on the strength of the market maker, unless he wants to mark price down before he actually hits those zones. Okay. Just look at that. Just look how the beauty of that behavior right there. All right. Are we good, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, Tina, can you explain how do you decide how many pips it should move? A case of whether it should move or not. Okay. It's about, well, let's look at it like this. Bitcoin travels on average based on the daily open from its previous session. It moves on average 29,615 pips. All right. So 3 times that brings you to 88,000, top right of the screen. Okay. So we project that if Bitcoin moves to the upside 3 times ADR, it means it's going to move 86,000 pips to the upside, which takes us to around the 60k mark. All right. So that will be consistent. However, the ADR doesn't mean it can only move to the upside. It also means it can go to the downside as well. All right. Now, I just saw a comment where someone's talking about Bitcoin down to 12k. Would that be consistent? Yes, it would. Why? Because there are vectors in that zone. The question is, are the market makers ready for that to happen yet? No, not yet. Right now, it's all about capitalizing on this move to the upside. We don't need to worry about 12k. We worry about 12k when Bitcoin's at 20k. We don't worry about 12k when Bitcoin's at 54, 51. Okay? If we're looking at Bitcoin at 51, at minimum, we should consider what Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is to come down to 30, that would be a reasonable claim. But coming all the way down to like this zone right here, it's a wild claim. It's no different to Bitcoin going all the way up to 100k or 150k. It's irrelevant. It's hoping that that prediction plays out and taking, being king for a day for it happening. Of course it's going to happen. When you get rid of the interest of Bitcoin, that's when you're able to see Bitcoin drop completely. Something would have to drastically happen to Bitcoin for Bitcoin to actually come down to these zones. I'm not saying it can't come down to those zones, but something may happen which could trigger that. Likewise, the same thing can happen to move price higher. Yeah? You always have to take both sides, because if you maintain a directional bias, right, you will never close a trade regardless of the direction that you're taking or favoring. If you only favor Bitcoin going to 100k, you'll be questioning whether you should close your trade or not. That's not right. You can't approach trading like that. You realize a return in your investment, get rid of it. Start again. That's the beauty of compounding. You start again with just a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Tina, what's happening when a high ADR or low ADR is hit? Mr. Gypsy, at that point, the market would have exceeded its highest range. Okay? It would have exceeded its highest range for the session, so there will be a point where they would need to bring it back down again. Okay? That's what we're looking for. Whenever it does hit the high ADR or the low ADR, done. That's how it's going to work. It will always move away from it. Yeah, I saw that. Germany already secretly put out a devastating law on cryptos. Well, they're going to put that law, aren't they? Let anyone put any legislation. Listen, when the US puts legislation on cryptocurrency, all right, then we'll have a lot of problems if it's really bad, okay? But let me bring something up for you guys, all right? Regardless of any laws that are coming out right now, okay, or whatever people are talking about with cryptocurrency, can you please explain to me, how are they going to stop the flow of purchases for Bitcoin? This is Fiat Leak to anybody that is new to the channel. What you're seeing right now is, in real time, the buy-onlys of Bitcoin and where they're going in the world. In a few moments, you will see this chart go a little bit crazy, okay? Because it's just updating all the information from the blockchain. So it might be a little bit delayed. But you can see US and Europe are soaking it up. All right? Look at that. All the transactions. Very shortly, you'll see it going a little bit crazy. All right? We just had, what? 5.3 Bitcoin come in. It gives you all the transactions at the lows. Here we go. Starting to all come in right now. There it is. Okay? 27 Bitcoin has just been purchased. What a game. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. Like, till you stop the flow of Bitcoin coming into the States, you can legislate as much as you want. All right? It still isn't going to stop people. Until you stop allowing people from buying things, then it doesn't matter what happens. You can throw whatever law you want. It's not going to stop the power of the people. Okay? The same people that are trying to put things into legislation are probably the biggest holders. All right? Is it a means to cut supply down? You know, stopping the concept of supply running out. Who knows? Let's speculate. This is the nature of the business that we are in, ladies and gentlemen. Is it not? We speculate that price will go up to a one point in the chart. We speculate it will go to a low point in the chart. Ultimately, we can't do anything until it happens. Look at that. US are sucking it all up. Yeah? Fiatleak.com. Brilliant website. It's great to have in the background. Just watch that instead of TV. Happy days. All right, then. What have we got in store for this evening? Well, look, Bitcoin has broken above the 51k zone. And what do we say? Market makers always appear at the highest point in the chart, where everything and volume is at its highest point. Okay? Looking at Ethereum. Happy days. Taking her time. She's making her move. Wonderful. We look back at Ethereum, we can see she's recovered these previous zones right here. But this is where I want Ethereum to go to. That's my happy days projection zone for Ethereum right there. Hitting the 3,800. That's where I'm expecting Ethereum to end up later on this week. XRP? Man, XRP. I love XRP. Because XRP is the silent beast. Because when XRP moves, she really moves. Okay? Recovery of the red vector candle, building more longs at lower prices, holding above. See, this is very strong, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you see a big red vector candle coming into the zone of price, failing, to break below the 13 EMA and the 50 EMA, even though it has broken those zones, but it closed higher, that's a very strong movement. Okay? In Asia tonight, ladies and gentlemen, although we still do have the US session still open for the next 15 minutes, we will know if this isn't just one big trap. Okay? Are they ready to continue? Are they still looking to continue to move price higher? At what point will Bitcoin make the move back towards its all-time high? Because Bitcoin hasn't had no all-time high in a very long time. All the altcoins have been smashing it. You know, look at Shiba as well. Look at that. Yep, it's coming down. It's expected to come down. Come on, man. Look what this coin was before. Yeah, nothing. Now all of a sudden, nearly 80% gain. Like, what is that? You know, 50%, sorry. Yeah? This is expected, guys. It's not over for SHIB, man. This coin's just going to keep moving. It will retrace, but that's fine. We expect that. Now we want a retrace. I don't want to keep seeing it going higher and higher and higher. It's going to get to a point where people ain't going to let go of it. Okay? And people ain't even going to buy it. Because it's just going too high. Even though it's so cheap, you can step in and buy a ton of it. But it's a meme coin, you know? But it does have a utility. You can stake it. So the coin is beastie in my opinion. All right? Back to Bitcoin. No, actually, let's look at what has done very well today across the board. Right. So, Neo. Wow. Hot. Fair enough. Let's have a look at Neo. What's Neo done? Wow. Nice move by Neo to the upside. Breaking the 800 EMA. Recovery of the vector candle zone right here. We are expecting a little bit of a pullback. Guys, in tonight's Asian session, we may see, okay, a nice retrace, and then halfway into the Asian session, we may see a continuation and a follow through tomorrow. That's what we might see. Okay. Where is that? I know I saw it earlier on today. Zilica. Where are you, Zilica? I'm not seeing you, Zilica. Where you at? I hate that, man. Gets me angry, that does. Here we go. Zilica, where's she at? All right, then. So, slowly trading. Copying pretty much XRP's behavior. You can see. Didn't have a red vector candle right there, but XRP did. But it's following the route of XRP. All right? Now, if you noticed earlier on today, XRP actually moved quite strongly before Bitcoin did. It's quite interesting. Let's have a look at your comments right now. Gold, yes. Let's consider gold. There it is. Gold coming away from its lows. Okay? Gold moves away from its lows. Are investors getting a little bit concerned? Are they looking to try and mark gold up and try and recover the previous zones? It's right now above the psychological low for the week. Okay? So they may continue higher this week, guys, because they've come away from the psychological low. They will need to come down, test it, and bounce away from it for us to solidify that they're going to go higher and try and aim for yesterday's high, which sits around the 1770 mark. So that's where we are at with gold right now. Okay. Okay, then. Looking more into Bitcoin. Sol. Let's see what Sol's done. Sol pulled back ever so slightly, but she's still holding her gains to the upside. We are expecting a pattern play for Sol. You can see rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. It's like there's a bit of fractional disparity across the board. It's like Bitcoin is just everyone's just putting all their money into Bitcoin. All right? Everyone's putting all their money. I think that this move by Bitcoin is being fueled by everyone's idea that Bitcoin is going to get to 60K. So people are trying to step into Bitcoin now. Rather than pay 60K for it, they want to now pay 51. Which is what's fueling this rise to the upside. Happy days for the market maker, because he's going to realize that he can get more shorts trapped at the upside. Okay, now remember this, guys. If the market maker is able to trap more shorts to the upside and move price up here, okay, the drop down from this zone, okay, may be sharp, and it might not come down to certain zones in the chart. It might not come down towards this point in the chart, but I can guarantee to you they would have made their returns when they drop price in this zone. Why? Because as they mark price higher, they are adding more and more positions in that zone. Why? Because what does the retail trader do? He gets excited. He commits more money as it's rising. Because someone said that when price is rising, it means the buyers are in control. Makes me scratch my head every time saying that, man. Jesus, I just don't get it. Makes me scratch my head. You know? Anyways. Compound didn't move, yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Nah, it's all good. Just trying to look for someone's question right here a second ago. Tina, on the 1 minute time frame, there's red vector candle recovering all the green vectors to the left before the move up. Does this mean they've closed their shorts? On the 1 minute time frame, George, I can guarantee most of the time, anytime you see a vector candle, it's going to get recovered if it's nearby. All right, there is a good chance that it's going to get recovered because it's a small time frame. All right, it's a small time frame. They are always going to recover it. So it's one of those situations, ladies and gentlemen, where you need to say to yourself, all right, when you're trading the 1 minute time frame, how long it takes for a vector candle like this one here, for example. Let me give you a better example. Right. Okay, so look at this red vector candle right here. You knew at some point they were going to try and come back to recover that final bit in the chart. But you had to wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours before it actually happened. Okay? 13 even with the follow through of this candle right here. Look at this vector candle right here. Although they've finalized, what? 50% of it, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours into it, they still managed to bring it up another 2 more hours later and recover the whole zone. Some candles get recovered sooner than expected, but they take longer on the higher time frames. On the 1 minute time frame, they're always looking to get recovered very soon because it's a smaller time frame, man. That's how it works. Here we go. Look at that. Rise up. Recovery of those vector candles right there. Recovery of that vector candle right there. Is there recovery in that point? No recovery at that point. Why? Because it's a small amount. It's the amount of money that they use to push price out of the zone, spark the interest, make climatic movement to the upside, retrace the candle all the way down, stopping volume candle, 50 EMA hold. Price comes up above the 5 and the 13. Confirmation candle right there. Shift out of the zone. Rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. Done. That's all you're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. When you look at the 1 minute time frame, pay attention to the blocks. Look at the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. Every block you see, there is a cause and effect for it. Is equilibrium. One thing happens for something else to happen. Bang, rise up, retrace 50. Rise up, retrace 50. Rise up, retrace towards the 50, but it didn't. It actually held. Momentum was in play. Finalized move to the upside, retrace to the 50 EMA. And the same goes for when they actually hit price at the lows. They hit the lows, they come away from that zone. Look in the chart. Here we are, right there. Hit the lows, come back up. Again, hit the lows, come back up. Hitting the lows, back up, hit the lows, back up. Are you starting to see the patterns, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah? It's all about reading the market makers' moves. Why is it every time price spikes to the upside, they pull it back? Because that's where they've got the most notable interest by the retail trader. How can they build their shorts at the highest possible point without inducing traders to believe that price is going to go higher? Because the retail trader is irrational. And the sad truth is he's an idiot. Because every time price rises up, he thinks about what he's going to buy with his gains. Then when price pulls all the way back down to his entry point, he's not really thinking about his gains. He's thinking about what he's missed out on. So he gets all emotional and then he gets committed to staying in the trade. And then before you know it, the price keeps going lower and lower. And now he's excited that he's losing money because he now has to become a trader and think about how to manage it. And then he thinks to himself, you know what, I'm going to still be a trader by holding on to this trade because I believe Bitcoin's going to go to 100K and it might be at this point that it continues and goes to 100K. Well, let's be honest, my friend. You can't have that sort of mentality in the chart. That's how traders get wrecked. And that's why traders still continue to get wrecked, because they trade emotionally. Now, I'm not saying to cut off your emotions completely because you can't. But what I will say is you need to learn to manage your expectations. You need to be able to say, yes, I know I'm wrong. I'm going to get out and start again, because that's the beauty of this. There is an infinite amount of opportunities for you to open another trade. If you're stuck in a losing trade, if you close it right now, you sure as hell know there's going to be another opportunity for you to get back in. When you start thinking in lack, you are going to be holding on to that trade for a long time until your account actually blows up, where by the time it blows up, you would have accepted your account blowing up and you'll just allow your account to drop and lose money. And you can't trade like that, guys. This industry is not made for those people. Okay? But the sad truth is, the way the money flows is based on people holding on to losing trades. And that's the sad truth. That is the sad truth. You know? All right, hold on a second. Let's just sort something out right here. Here we go. Happy days. Done. My guy going into effort, man. All right, then. Cool. So let's have a look at... What's my guy asking for? Where is it? Theta. Let's have a look at Theta. I've been hearing a lot about Theta as well. All right. What we got? Interesting. Very interesting coin. I like these moves. Nice spikes. Here we go. Exactly what I was just talking about on the 1 minute time frame. Again, but this time on Theta. Look at it. Blocks. 1. Block. 2. Stop hunt rise. Drop straight away. Don't count this as a block. That's a block. The reason I don't count that as a block because it was a very fast move. It happened within 3 candles. Stop hunt rise. 1, 2 drop. No interest. Here's a block. Are they finished with the block? We expect them to pull it back down to start again. Look, every time they do it, they pull it back, start again and go a little bit higher. Looking at Theta across the board itself. Wow. Wow, look how nice that trades, man. Look at those swings, man. That is beautiful. Look at that W formation right there. Nice little W formation rising out of the zone. No retrace. There's your first retrace. Continuation to the upside. Happy days. Stopping volume on the 50 EMA right there. Happened earlier on today. What you need to do, guys, is you look at Bitcoin, right? Go to Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin, how it behaves at the 50 EMA. Then go over to all the other altcoins across the board and look at how they are technically performing around the 50 EMA. Then make a decision. It's on you guys. Holo chain. That is right, isn't it? Holo. I think so. Yeah. Look at that, man. I remember this coin ages ago. It was so cheap. Unbelievable. Look at that. Beautiful movement, man. Recovery of the vector candle all the way over here. On its way, ladies and gentlemen. 0.1. Hope that helps you, Wesley. Thank you very much, my friend. New York putting in shorts. Well, let's look at it like this. Is New York putting in the shorts? Well, New York now, in 2 minutes' time, we're going to get a new session printing off. Okay? New York closes in exactly 2 minutes' time. If I roll up onto MT4, we're going to see Bitcoin form a new pattern or a new session at 10 p.m. All right, I'll wait for that to happen on there. While I'm doing that, pay attention to what's going on right here in the chart. Ladies and gentlemen, to be honest with you, today's price action, you can learn a lot from it. Okay? You can learn quite a bit from this behavior because just look at the Asian session. Drop onto the 15-minute time frame and you'll see bright as day. They were marking everything up. They were waiting for this move to the upside. Yeah, and Asia started it. You guys have seen me talk about the Asian session time and time again. Yeah? Look at how they move price above the range daily, the Asian session high. Now, the significance of the Asian session high is this. Retail traders mark orders in this zone. Okay? They hit orders in this zone. Right? Market maker fulfills that. Brings it back down again. Makes them believe that it's going to break down lower because it didn't make any ground over here. So then the US step in and initiate a stop hunt rise. And then the shorts come in. They break down price lower, break the 50 EMA, trigger all the shorts to the downside and snap it straight back up. This is a holding candle right here and a mini W formation in the New York session, shifting price out the zone. Wait for London to close. Done. Look at Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame on MT4. Not many vector candles happening in this zone for them to recover because most of them were recovered in this zone right here. So now we should see price drift higher. Waiting for New York to close, which it has done right now. We're waiting for a new day to start in cryptocurrency. And here we go. Here we are. New hour, 10 o'clock. Let's roll out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Question, Tino. Is there liquidity lower down for Ethereum and how low? Today's price action was very Greek. Is there liquidity for Ethereum? And if there is, how low? Well, I'll tell you where the nearest point of liquidity is for Ethereum. Right here. That's liquidity. That's where the market maker has decided to mark price up to build his shorts at the highest point. Okay? But the question is, ladies and gentlemen, They may even bring price down to recover at least 50% of this vector and even come back down to this point, but they may find support at the 13 and the 5 EMA, because that's what's been happening throughout the board, guys. That's what they've been doing. Look closer. You can see right here. Let me just get rid of this. Big vector candle, spike higher, they come back down. The wick brings price down above 50% of the vector zone. They come away from it. They break down price. They break it down and they come and recover some of the wick to the left side of the chart. But look what happens. Didn't break the 50 EMA, came straight back up. Didn't close above, closed above the 5 and the 13 EMA. That's a strong signal. Unless the 5 and the 13 EMA are breaking down, there's no reason for us to believe that price is going to break down, even if it does pull away from this point over here. I ain't no expert, man. I ain't no expert at all. Let's have a look. XLM. Here we go. Stellar. Nice. See, Stellar's obviously linked with XRP. Very interesting behavior. Big bag of orders opening long at this zone in the chart. Opening longs, shifting away. Don't you think? Guys, look at it like this, man. Big red vector candle pulls price down lower. To the average retail trader, he sees that as a bearish candle. Okay? He then gets his bearish conviction confirmed, and he drops price lower. The market maker spikes it lower, but then he pulls it all the way back, because that is where he's got most liquidity trapped in shorts. He goes long when everyone sells, because you can't sell if no one buys. Where are you going to get your short from? Who's going to give you the short? Ain't going to be no retail trader. It's going to be a market maker, the liquidity provider, because you want instantaneous transactions. You want to be able to open and close trades at a certain point in the chart. You want that luxury. Market maker steps in and provides it for you as the liquidity provider. Because if we were waiting for retail traders, what happens when retail traders are asleep across the world? What happens there? Are we just going to wait for Derek to wake up so he can fill my short order because he's going to try and buy it off me? Come on, man. You're saying to me that there's no market makers? My days. Market makers is just a sweet, a mysterious thing for the composite man. In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, they are just simply liquidity providers providing us liquidity in the crypto market. That is it. And our goal is to try and exploit when they try and make money off our backs. That's all it is. That's all it is. Do you think they'll wait till new moon tomorrow for Bitcoin? Oh, we got the moon cycles in here. I haven't really followed the moon cycles, but I'm just going by what the market maker decides to do. Okay. And I can only know what he's deciding to do based on what he shows me what he's doing right now. That's all I've got. Okay. Because if I'm going to base it on what has happened previously, I use what has happened before as a measure, as a confluence to help me understand if he is likely to try and return back to a previous zone where he initially started to open orders. Remember, he can't just come and buy his orders at the market. He can't do it. He has to build it up. He has to make people believe that this is a fair exchange. It is not a fair exchange. Why? Because why is it when price is rising, they have to pull it back? Why do they need to pull it back? Well, there is a little bit of regulation in place, ladies and gentlemen. Market makers can't allow price to just continuously go to the upside. Plus, if the market maker was just in to just try and mark price to whatever direction he wants it to go to, okay, he wouldn't have anyone buying or selling. People will be sitting back. They'd be too scared to buy because the market will be chaotic. So what the market maker does is he allows us retail traders to make us believe that price is going to go a certain direction. He facilitates that. He reverses price back to moving averages to make us believe that this is a fair game. It's not a fair game. It's just managed in the favor of the market maker. Our job in this stream is coming with the understanding of how this business model works. We are looking to try and exploit the market maker's behavior, like so. How were we able to understand that Bitcoin was going to make and hit the range daily high today? How were we of that understanding? Because of what was going on in the Asian session previously. Now they've changed the zones. Here we go. The zones have changed. Bitcoin, range daily high. Oh, sorry. The range weekly high, the highest point for the week is 53,280, okay? The range daily high, based on the way Bitcoin has performed into yesterday's session, the range daily high is 54,343. So by principle, if price is going to continue with its move to the upside, we should be expecting the range daily high to get hit. If, however, alternatively, they decide to pull things back, then we expect the range daily low to be hit within confluence of the pivot zones. More importantly, the psychological high for the start of the week. That would be the absolute zone that they could send Bitcoin down to before they continue back up again. Otherwise, they can just hold the 5 and the 13 EMA, no different to what Ethereum did back when she broke out of the 1800 zone, and happy days. Look what happened then. Yeah? Wow. I've chewed your ears off for a few moments or so. Okay then. Let's have a look at this. No, they're not Illuminati, man. No chance. They ain't got time to be worried about that stuff. They're dealing in retail traders. I think you should make a book called The Green Jumper Story for those who don't believe in the market makers. Matem, I should do that story, you know? Richard, I'm trying to understand who the market makers are. I get they are liquidity providers, but if they are not mega whales or miners, who are they? They're liquidity providers. That's all they are. They allow you to come to the marketplace. All right? Whales, in relation to the market makers, are retail traders. Listen, all of a sudden, Wales has only stepped up on the scene, like from my understanding, right? When I got into cryptocurrency, I was like, who's this whale, man? Like, oh, someone's just brought like 150 Bitcoin or 1,500 Bitcoin. That's cool. Now, I'm coming from Forex. I'll say it again. Forex, $6.5 trillion daily turnover. So what's 1,500 Bitcoin? It's nothing. Okay? It's nothing. It's cryptocurrency's, you know, market cap. It's nothing. It's going to get bigger. But right now, everyone's like hooked on the markets, all these whales and all these miners. I get there's different utilities, you know, miners and whales and what have you. But frankly, whales, okay, are just bigger retail traders, institutional funds, retail traders. That's what they are. Because they can't move the market. Only the market maker can. Until you can move the market, you would be then deemed as a market maker. You would be the liquidity provider. It's in the title. Whale means he's just got a lot of money to buy Bitcoin. Well, in order for him to buy it, someone has to do what? And likewise, when the whale wants to sell it, what does he need? He needs someone to buy it back. He can't just come to the system and hope that there's going to be a retail trader on the other end saying, hey, bro, you know, give me your 1,500 Bitcoin. No, the market maker takes that order and breaks it into thousands of little mini orders at milliseconds. And he fills it with liquidity across the board. That's what the market maker is. He's the liquidity provider. He's got the algorithms that are designed to move money fast. And whatever transaction the liquidity provider is making, he's getting a commission off it. Which is why when you look at Forex itself, or should I say, you look at the spread of Bitcoin, this is where the market maker makes his money, in the spread, the gap between the ask and the bid. There are millions and millions of dollars worth of orders being filled right now in this zone. Okay, look at how it's going up and down, up and down. Each time it spikes up and down, there's orders being filled. Look at how the spread widens because they just want to get that last fill. Someone's put a bid here, someone's put an ask order here. You know, that's how it works. This is the mechanics of the liquidity provider. This is how he moves price. He sees all the orders all over in the chart, okay? And he naturally has to make it look like a progressive move so that he can get price to that zone. So don't get too caught up on what's the market maker, who's the market maker. Do you know what? Doesn't matter. You don't need to care if the market maker exists. What you need to understand that at the simplest level and at entry level, if you are new to the channel, the one thing you need to keep in your mind is the following. When price is rising, it's not because the buyers are in control. That's flawed. All right? because you can't buy something if there's no one on the other end to sell it to you. Likewise, when you're selling, the sellers aren't in control. If the sellers are in control when price was dropping, why on earth did it pull back? Oh, is it because, you know, they have to bring it back into the mean, or no? It's because the market maker has been building his longs as price has been dropping. He doesn't buy when it's rising. That's what the dumb money does. That's what retail trader does, right? He buys when it drops. Because what do you guys do on a day-to-day basis? When you want to do, for example, say you start your own Amazon shop, okay? And you want to sell something. Well, what are you going to do? Go and pay for the highest price possible for the product that you want to sell and then hope that you're going to sell it higher? No, you're going to buy it at the lowest possible point so that you can sell it at the highest possible point. The dynamics are exactly the same in the charts. Basic economics, okay? Yet people get it confused. Buy when it's rising so you're getting momentum. Please, please, they are lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest lie. Not if the market maker exists or not. The biggest lie is people believe that when price is rising is because buyers are in control. No, it's not. A buyer can only buy if someone's there selling. When price stops at one point, it's because there's no one there selling. That's the market maker stopping because he's got his liquidity trapped at the highest point. Look at the 1 minute time frame. Yet again, look what we did. Let me show you. Where are the pumps? Here we go. Look at the boxed zones. Market maker stepping in, gets his shorts filled at the highest point, he reverses it. Because if he was to let this continue, he'll be freeing up the liquidity for the retail trader who went long. And that means he's going to give the retail trader profit. That's not the business he's in. So he has to turn price at the point where he believes he can actually get the most amount of liquidity trapped so that he can then hit the liquidation points and open up his longs and close his shorts at the same time on the way back down. He does it again here. You cannot come to this marketplace with the idea that as price is rising, it means the buyers are in control, because you'll not win. You'll never win. At some point, you will start to lose because that theory, that trail of thought is flawed. They do this in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. To the trained eye, you're going to understand and you're going to realize that when they move price higher, you are getting ready to go short. Right now, when price is rising higher, people are getting ready to go long. How unfortunate. Influenced by the moon's gravity. What a guy. 555 Ali. Okay, Tino, will price reverse on Thursday for the anticipation of the 60k? Guys, they could hit 70. Yeah? This is what I'm saying to you. Look at the questions that people ask. Will Bitcoin hit 70? Will Bitcoin hit this? Will Bitcoin do that? Then as time passes, Bitcoin makes that journey towards those zones. Climax, it's at its best. So what better time to get price to drop? Because everyone's committed to one bias. That's the upside. There are guys right now that are scared to sell their Bitcoin at the fear of missing out on it hitting 60k. Guess what? Thank you very much, Mr. Retail Trader who's shook, who can't close his trade, who doesn't pay himself because he's stuck with the idea that Bitcoin's going to go to 60k. And guess what? It probably will go to 60k, but I'm a trader. My goal is to get in and get out and start again, right? Retail traders come into the game, they buy and they hope. That's not the game we're in, guys. If you're buying and hoping, you shouldn't be trading. You know? You should not be trading at all. So in answer to your question, will price reverse Thursday? Maybe. Price will probably actually reverse. Now let me put it to you in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I will only say where Bitcoin is likely to go based on, is it realistic? Okay. So let me bring up the monthly time frame for you. Drop it down to the weekly time frame. Do I think Bitcoin could actually get up towards what? Where are we at? Let me bring it here. So in there is a vector candle. Okay. Look at that. Complete recovery of that red vector. Go watch last week's streams. We were talking about it. We had an understanding of price going to that point. Happy days. Done. Daily time frame. Here we go. Zoom out. What do we know? There's a full recovery of that red vector candle. Happy days. Now, next zones. Here we go. That zone right here brings us to 55, 53. That's the first point. Next point in the chart. 61, 60. The final point. 63, 60, 62-ish. Okay? After that, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bitcoin all by himself. Herself. She will be free to do whatever she wants. Now, a lot of guys in the stock market game would see this as a cup with handle. Okay? Which is fine. Yeah? To the trained eye, you're going to see a W formation. It's the same thing. It's just got different criteria of entry. You see, frankly, with a W formation, I'm not going to wait for price to do the retrace and then break out to the upside. Okay? In essence, I would have missed out on the move. Okay? Because that's what the cup with handle is. The cup with handle is price drops down, you wait for them to base, then it comes out, wait for them to shake out the weak hands, and then move out to the upside. Now, I'm not saying the cup with handle is flawed. No way. But let's look at the W formation. Market makers bring price down to the lows. They recover the previous vectors in the chart. Okay? They bring price down to the lows. They form a base. Everyone goes short. They bring it back towards the 50 EMA to take out the liquidation points for the guys who went short so that they can start recovering their longs and make a profit on there. They give the retail trader another opportunity to bring price back down again so that he can catch the move that he missed out on to the downside. He goes short in this zone. Stopping volume candle throws the retail trader off. He brings it back up again. One more hit to the downside. The market maker has now trapped enough liquidity in the lows where he's waiting for traders to believe that the shorts are going to come in and it's going to break down and go down towards 30,000, wherever it is. Okay, down to 15, 10,000, whatever price they had it in their mind. Okay, and then he does something. He stalls price. This candle right here is the candle of strength at that point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, frankly, my entry would have been right here. That's where my entry would have been. But on the principle of the cup with handle, I would have had to wait until price was here to make a decision that I'm going to get ready to ride price to the upside. Which is why sometimes they get faked out on the cup with handle, because when they break away from this zone, they'll retrace back down again and shake everyone out. Okay? So, patterns within patterns, different intentions, different understandings of price. People that just trade price purely off a pattern basis, they're not going to last long. There has to be an understanding of the psychology of why price has moved higher. See, this W formation, you see price rise up, level 1 drop. Getting ready for a rise level 2 to the upside. How long will rise level 2 happen? Let's have a conversation later on. You know? Yes, that is a very, very, very early entry in the pattern. Very early. But that's as time goes by. You know, what risk are you prepared to take? Okay? You can wait for the W formation to play out, wait for the first level rise, retrace, and step in on the continuation to the upside, which would be right here as an advanced entry, or wait for the breakout completely, which is the pattern. Rise, retrace, continuation to the upside. Once Bitcoin breaks up above the 60, 67, 66 zone, the only thing that I will have to be aware of is the vector candles on the move on the way up. And then when they come back down to test those vectors, are they going to bounce from those zones and continue further? Because that's what's happening right now. This whole zone right here is just a block of orders being filled. That's all it is. Okay then. MMs exist in stocks, not so much in currencies. I'd have to beg to differ on that one, bro. You see, Forex, okay, it's only regulated to the range of price that they're allowed to trade to, okay? Other than that, it's the OTC market. Over the trade counter, like, that's how it is. That it's anyone's market, you know? There we go, Bitcoin. How you doing? I'm back on the screen right now. Nice little move to the upside right there. Recovery of the zone. Let's see where you at. Moving higher. Guys, it's crazy. I need to look at my projection on Matic. Did it hit it? It's on its way. It's trying to come back up. It's on its way. We're projecting this zone. Happy days, Matic projection up there. 150, that's what we're looking for. But Bitcoin's doing some big moves right now above the 51,500 zone. Whole halfway point of the whole number. 52 in sight. They might spike the 52, guys, and then pull down a little bit. They would have achieved the range daily high, the average day, sorry, the ADR high for the session. They would have hit beyond the M5 projection. So we expect them to pull back at the M5 zone. Okay. All right, then. Any projections for chain link? Let's have a look. Link. There we go. Link, basing. Holding. Link will have its day. Link is on its way. Wait. Not so many vectors in sight up there, is there? There's only one vector zone right there. 50% of that vector, actually, that's been recovered right there. Okay, so we expect this zone with Link, $30. That's what we are expecting. From this point right here in the chart, you can see you've got the pattern down here. W formation, rise out the zone, retrace, continuation to the upside. They may just stabilize, drop down, test the 200 EMA, or wait for it to cross over the 800 EMA, and then they may make that move. Okay, so let's see what they are going to do later on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, then. So, guys, I did say that I was going to be doing a giveaway. All right, so if you noticed in the post earlier on today on the channel itself, let me bring that up for you. I did this post earlier on, but I need to tell you about this. Okay. Right. So in the community post, we did this right here. Let me bring that up for you. Here we go. So this is what it was. Okay. Going to be giving access, giveaway, 12 months worth of Patreon. Okay, this Ethereum giveaway. I need to tell you a story about this giveaway. There's been a gentleman in the streams who has been with me for quite some time. And his name is Pedro. He's a good guy. And he approached me, and his understanding of the hybrid system, he's doing very well with it. And he wanted to give back to the community. So he's given me 1 Ethereum to give away to the channel. Now I thought, let me make it a little bit more adventurous for people. So I'm going to split that Ethereum into 2. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway in the streams. Okay. I'm just going to pull out. I'm going to give you the criteria in tomorrow's stream. But the idea is to split that Ethereum and give it away to 2 people. And then give the Patreon access to someone as well. So 3 people are going to win. Okay, just to make it easier, rather than just giving 1 person 1 Ethereum and 12 months access to Patreon. Going to split it up a little bit and give 1 person 12 months and then 2 people to split Ethereum. All right, but I want to thank my guy, Pedro, for giving that because he wants to give back to the community. God bless you, Pedro. Thank you very much for that, my brother. All right, I'll check Algo for you in a second, my man. But I want to thank you, Pedro, for doing so, my friend. God bless you. And I'll give you guys the details regarding that as well. All right. So I'll be doing that tomorrow in tomorrow night's stream. Okay. Wicked. All right, then. Algo. My guy wants me to do Algo. 2 seconds. Here we go. Algo holding the zone again. See, the thing is, it looks like Bitcoin's going to make its move, then it's going to stabilize, then all the rest of the coins are going to move. Someone said today that is Shiba actually preventing all the altcoins from moving. You know, is that a possibility? Could that be happening? Is there like a little bit of a disparity right there? You know? So Algo itself is forming its level 1 base. That's what we're looking at because the consolidation is longer. Now, assuming that Bitcoin continues higher, the problem that we've got, guys, is the more that Bitcoin travels, okay, the more concerned I'm going to be. I want to see this behavior again. Yeah, I want to see Bitcoin bounce away from the zone, come back, test the 50 and continue again because it's here where they're accumulating more orders. Look at the vector candles. Red vector, violet, red vector shifting out of the zone. They are building more longs at the lower points in the chart so that they can close off those longs at a higher point, at the same time trapping shorts and building shorts, sorry, to the upside as well. Okay? But if we just see Bitcoin just continuously rising, people are getting excited, people are committing money, market makers preparing his shorts, and he's getting ready to screw everyone. So you've got to be careful, all right? Naturally, we want to see a retrace. The retrace may land on the 5 and the 13 EMA, so just keep an eye out on that, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Now, guys, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe, okay? It is free to do. This information is free for you, all right? But I hope you guys are getting something from this and applying it to your everyday trading. There's no hype in this channel, man. I don't shill nothing. I don't talk about coins that I want you to buy. I show you the price action, and it's on you guys. I give you the groundwork. I give you the foundation of the strategy. The rest is on you guys, man. All right? Make sure you pass by tomorrow, 2 p.m. for the New York session stream. And then again at 9:30, 10 o'clock for the evening stream. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.